Erving has made the steal and the big basket.
Congratulate the world champion Philadelphia 76ers. Mo Cheeks goes the distance, slam dunk. The game is over.
It was such a feeling that you couldn't describe because we had wanted it so bad that when it finally came, you just couldn't explain it.
The parade down Broad Street, the fervor in the city of Philadelphia, you know, is still something that makes me tingle. And I think there was just a sense of rejoicing that Julius was finally a world champion.
I could not win the title without Doc. See, there are people don't understand. The 76ers were always Dr. J team. It was never Moses Malone team.
What can I tell you? It was sweeter than honey. I played in 6 championship series between the 2 leagues, was victorious in 3 and defeated in 3. I don't feel any shortcomings because of the years when we didn't win. To some people, makes all the difference in the world. To me, I'd probably be the same person that I am right now.
1983 would be Erving's only title in the NBA. A new era was approaching, and the Doc, at age 33, would have to adjust.
I walked in that locker room the first day. I was on cloud 9. But also, I couldn't decide, should I call him Dr. J, Mr. Erving, or what? And now he made it easy for me. He came up to me the first day and said, hey, I'm Doc. And that was it.
By the mid-'80s, a new level of talent forced Erving to step out of the spotlight. The transition challenged the Doctor's pride.
Larry wasn't taunting me. Larry was complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs. And the next time down the court, it got in my face.
I was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it. I don't want to get into the details, but I wasn't happy with the way things were going on.
And I felt like he was going to hit me, you know. So my hands went up and his went up, and the next thing I know, we had each other's necks. I felt as though I did something that was uncharacteristic for me, got caught up in the moment.
Our youngest son brought this picture of Julius and Larry having a fight. He was proud of it. And Julius saw it. He said, take that down. He said, I never want to see you with anything like that again.
The next time that Boston came to the Spectrum, Julius walked out to center court, tapped Larry Bird on the shoulder, and made it a point to clear the air right then and there.
In a word, Julius was a gentleman. Growing up in the working-class suburb of Roosevelt, Long Island, his usually contained personality found expression on the basketball court.
I remember the first time I actually met him, which was on the basketball court. And I remember thinking, boy, this is a weird kid. He had on 1 black sneaker, 1 white sneaker. He knew he was good. He knew he was better than everybody around him. But he didn't come in talking a lot of junk. But on the court, that arrogance came out.
Dr. J's court personality was developed during a childhood filled with no small measure of deprivation and misfortune. His parents were divorced when he was 3. He barely knew his father.
Julius is who he is because of his mother and because of the way she raised him.
His mother was a very strong influence, and she certainly kept a strong hand on all of her children. He certainly accepted every responsibility willingly. He just did the right thing and did the right thing all the time.
I'll say sometimes to Julius, I can't understand. Why does this person have this and this and this, and we don't have this? And he would say, well, because Turk, I pay my taxes and I do the things the right way, and that's it.
When Julius left to play basketball at the University of Massachusetts, his presence was missed at home, especially by his younger brother, Marvin.
They came up in February, my mom, my sister, my brother, and they came up for my birthday.
The crowd serenaded Julius because it was his birthday, and Marvin just was, he just enjoyed himself so much.
During the visit, you know, my brother complained about joints, pain in his joints.
Marvin was afflicted with lupus. He would be in and out of hospitals for the next 3 months.
We got a call one night saying that Julius had better head home because Marvin may not make it through the night.
Before Erving reached home, his 16-year-old brother had died.
Julius absolutely was a different person after his brother passed away.
The thing I thought most about was having a father who died and having a brother who died. You know, it's 3 males in my immediate family, and 2 of them are gone, and I can't waste my life.
When we return, Julius Erving will be measured by his peers as a player and a man.
Sports Century's 50 Greatest Athletes is presented by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, if you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. Also brought to you by Nike, by Lincoln Financial Group, clear solutions in a complex world, and by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
I've just notified the 76ers that I intend for this to be my last year in the NBA.
I call Dr. J the Thomas Edison of basketball because he invented so much. He took a game which had been played on the schoolyard level in New York and other places, and he brought it to the national stage in a way it hadn't been done before.
Certain guys are just synonymous with their sport, and Dr. J built the sport.
We talk a lot about Jordan and his ability to twist and contort and manufacture in midair. That's all Dr. J did.
Julius would work on these moves, and they were wonderful and soaring and elegant and had an improvisational jazz quality to them.
There were definitely things that I did that nobody had done on a basketball court, and that to me was innovation. Innovation needs to be especially recognized. You watch somebody do something that nobody's ever done, you're going to remember it the rest of your life.
Of all the things that we will remember Julius for, even when he was putting the nails in our coffin, we had to admire this man's athletic ability, and above and beyond all of that, the man's class.
When they come to write the history of the great cultural impact of basketball on our lives, and it does affect everything from the game itself to the way we dress, the kind of heroes that we have. Dr. J was certainly a founding father of the modern school of basketball.
He was a good basketball player, but he was a better person off the court, and that's something that's still with me. He was such a classy individual. He was a class act.
The way he conducted himself as an athlete, as a human being, as a father, as a husband. There's an endless stream of people who have tried to fit the mold that Dr. J first started.
You can sense that there is a decency about this guy and a dignity about this guy that's not a press agent's creation. It's who he is. And it was true growing up on Long Island. It was true at Massachusetts. It was true with the Virginia Squires. It was true with the Philadelphia 76ers, and it'll be true until the day he dies.
Of the 3 players in pro basketball history to score at least 30,000 points, the Doctor is the only non-center in the group. In his prime, he was the most imitated and idolized player, leading the way for a new generation that would find fulfillment in Michael Jordan. He likened himself to a painter when he played. What the Doctor didn't mention was that while he painted, he changed the landscape of the game. We will see you next week when the 50 Greatest Athletes of the 20th Century continues its countdown with number 42.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, a part of the Go Network. Go.com.